You never close your eyes
anymore when I kiss your lips.
Jimmy Fallon.
And Tom Cruise.
You guys gotta watch
Lip sync battle.
It's pretty
Did
hilarious.
you see it?
You guys gotta watch that.
Man, he gets really intense. Tom Cruise. Now they're two songs, but nice to see him.
All right. This is episode 23.
Welcome to the Teaching Bites podcast, our unprofessional development resource to take your teaching to the next level. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sharon Jaravada.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Fred Jaravada, and this is the Teaching Bites show where we help teachers use technology in their classroom the easy way. I'm your host. I'm Fred.
And I'm Sharon.
And this is
episode 23.
Episode 23. Okay. So on this episode, we'll be talking about how to use an iPad in your classroom. And if you only have one iPad in your classroom, this is the episode to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, for fun fact number 23, if you guys know, Julius Caesar
was stabbed 23 times. Bam, bam,
Ow.
bam, 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 bam,
Ow.
bam, 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 bam.
Not fun.
Not fun
Okay,
at all.
anyway.
23 times. Well, I chose that fun fact because just about a couple months ago, I finished the season 5 of Game of Thrones. And we all know Jon Snow, sorry if it's a spoiler, something happens to him. He gets, pause right now or skip this part. He was stabbed to death. Okay, so we'll be back.
How many times?
I think it was like 10 times.
Oh. Wimp.
Right, wimp.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so, like our survey results say, we talked about in the last episode, a lot of you are saying, I don't have enough devices for my students.
I don't have enough iPads. I don't
Yeah.
have enough Chromebooks, but in this episode, we'll be specifically talking about iPads.
Right, and what do you do if you have one? Like me, I have one in my classroom.
Right.
So what do you do? Like your school, you have 1-to-1. But, if you're not lucky enough, you have one. And you know what?
Or if you're even lucky, you have 2. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's still a really good tool. So don't just be discouraged and go ahead. Let's listen.
All right. So I know a lot of teachers, they use iPads and if they have one device, right, in the classroom, and they're not using it to its full potential, right? A lot of them are just using it. I'm going to adjust my mic. Sorry, guys. As using apps. Now, there's nothing wrong of like a math app or a science app or any of those apps. There's nothing wrong with that, with those kind of apps. But we want to really try to get our kids, your students, using the iPad in meaningful ways, more meaningful ways. Not to say these apps are not meaningful. They do. They fill a void. They fill a little need, right? But the iPad is so powerful. But we understand that most teachers don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, and actually I met some teachers, and I mentioned this at the last podcast about the California Summit. These teachers are saying, I'm getting all these devices and iPads, and I don't know what to do with it. So her coworker is just letting the kids just play games in the back of the classroom. So she says, I don't want to do that. Well, what can I do, meaningfully?
And another challenge is to how do you monitor your students, right?
Right, so we'll go over that today. So Go ahead, Fred.
So some tips. So first of all, let's try to keep it simple and keep it to just the iPad. All right. I'm going to try to keep it where we don't have to spend any money, all right, buying extra apps, okay? Most teachers or schools don't have the budget for that. So we'll just use the apps that are available for free on the iPad already. One, that's the one. 2, try to keep it fun. So whatever project you have, whatever unit or theme you have going on, try to have a fun project using the iPad. So so that you can reach and engage your students with this device. Okay? So first of all, before you even start, try to determine how you're going to manage this device. Are you going to have individual students use it? And if that's going to happen, you're going to have to rotate it. Even with small groups also, you can have a rotation between the individual students or with a group of students to use it. So I'm sure you guys have a system of rotating, or either centers for the younger grades, right? Excuse me. And then you can also have when you have a project-based lesson or project, you can have students, a group of students use it. Say on Monday, Wednesdays, or Monday, Thursdays, Group A will use it at this time, like 9 to 10, 10, 11. Group B will use it on Tuesday, Thursdays, and so on.
And you should post that up so kids can see it.
So if you have like a classroom helper, or you have some kind of a helper in your classroom that can keep an eye out for that to make sure it gets rotated around the class.
Yeah, that helps.
That will definitely help. So be mindful of that. Go ahead and make that time allotted for them. Okay. So some projects you can do. The app. My favorite app is the camera, and I've said this many times before. Use the camera for taking pictures or making videos, and we all know videos is very, very powerful. But going back to the camera, just taking pictures, you can always take pictures of what's happening in the classroom. You can take snapshots of notes. You can take snapshots of students doing a project. But try to make a video out of it. Some ideas for using video, recording video, is make a movie, maybe 1 or 2 minute, maybe even 3 minute long videos. When it gets too long, it's going to be more time consuming. So make sure you allot the time for that.
Can you explain what you mean by time consuming to make a 1 minute to 3 minute video?
So so let me back it up. So when you make a 3 minute video, say, you want the students, first of all, to write the script out. That's going to take a while. That's 3 minutes long. Yeah. They're going to block themselves. How are they going to set the shot up? Where are they going to stand? Where is the camera going to point to? And they're going to have to play with that. They got to figure out what's the best way to do that. And they're going to time themselves. And then they're going to have to record more footage than 3 minutes so that they can trim it down and edit it. So that's going to take more time. So I suggest something, maybe a 1 minute video to start with at the beginning of the year. And maybe break it in, like if you have 3 kids in one group, 20 seconds for one student to talk, 20 seconds the other students to speak, and so on. Divide it up, but have them figure it out. The kids, they know how to use these devices. They know how to do it already. They do this at home already.
Okay, that's better. I get that now.
Make trailers. iMovie, the camera, the app on the iMovie is free on the iPad. Make trailers, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen that. It's already pre-made sets of like a template. You can just insert video on there for you, and then you'll make a 30-second trailer.
That's cool for like a book report.
Like a book report?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so like an intro. I'm, say, reading, I don't know, like Harry Potter book or Indian in the Cupboard or something like that, and making a trailer of the book itself. So they can pick out scenes and they can reenact the scenes. They videotape it first, all those scenes, and then have them record more than the template has. You can add more to it.
Right, and also, got me thinking about this is that all these are like Common Core, 4 C's, right? Critical thinking, communication, creativity, and collaboration.
Right.
All in these apps that are already on your iPad. So, it's all connected to what you're doing anyway.
Right. Now going keep moving forward with video, have your students make maybe a commercial or a public service announcement of some rules of your classroom. Maybe reenact that so that students can be they can participate and take ownership of those rules. That's a great that's a great way to do that. If you have a weekly newsletter, maybe in that weekly newsletter have a monthly video, a 1-minute video on that of what's happening. Students can make a video on that, or they can make a slideshow with audio over it. So,
and if you have I have a blog, I could have my kids. I could take their file and upload it to my blog, and the kids, parents could see it.
But the thing is, we don't want you can upload it, but we encourage the teachers to let the students create it.
Oh, I know. That's what I meant.
Right?
Yeah.
Make sure the students create it. Let them try it. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's the whole point. Also, reflection is what I do pretty well. I have my students, and this is a little more sophisticated, but you can have students, post their work, their document up, and then on right next to it, you post a video, like a 30-second video reflection on the work they just wrote. Now, that's a little more sophisticated where you have to embed things side by side and all that, and you could do that in blogging. Mm-hmm. But to keep it even simpler than that, just have a 30-second reflection, maybe 10-second, 30, whatever, your mileage may vary, and use that like a before, during, and after reflection, right? Before you predict the book, will you like it, will you not like it, and so on. During the book, so what questions that come up, and then when you're done, when the kid is done, ask them those certain questions and how their views change. And recording that. That is huge, and parents like to see that. They want to see the growth.
Isn't that part of their kids' digital portfolios? Yeah,
that's what we did in my project. We want to continue that. But yeah, you can use that as a digital portfolio, and you can show that on conferences, and the parents their mind will be blown. Mm-hmm. They see the growth of the thinking, the critical thinking.
And that's just one assignment or one project.
Yeah, you could just do one assignment. Keep it simple. Pick one assignment, one book. That's it. Right? And then if you get more comfortable, then move on, add more.
Actually, I have an idea. You know how last summer I did a blog post about my design writing where I had my kids do this open-ended coloring and drawing. I did it 3 times throughout the year. Maybe I could just do video next to their work, and they could talk about their drawing and their writing, and the next one they could talk about their growth, because they already write about it. But if I put them on camera, wow. Okay.
And it helps, the writing is, you can pre-write this, so you can have writing on the scripts, or you can just have it raw video of capturing emotions, right?
Yeah.
Probably the easiest, it's up to you, play with that, but I like capturing the raw emotions first, the raw thoughts, right?
Yeah. Cool. Nice. So what's next?
And I had this is a different section, but I'm going to lump this in this section, is that you can also have students demonstrate a video of a lesson or the concept you're teaching. Say if you're teaching in your science class and adding vinegar to baking soda, you could have the student videotape themselves and have them predict it or explain what's happening and explain what did happen. Video, right? Mm-hmm. So you could do that, keep it like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and have that there. And post it on the video, on your blog, and then you let the parents see that.
Yeah, it's a good idea too.
Right. So you put that, you could use a video camera, or you can even use, if you want to go beyond that, a little more sophisticated, go to Explain Everything or Educreations. Those are pretty popular. Okay, moving on. So, audio. Podcasting is huge. Obviously, you guys are listening to us. Awesome teachers like us. And have your students create podcasts. Like a weekly show. If you don't want to do a video newsletter, you can have an audio newsletter. And have students write out a script and have them explain what happened during that week. Or you can have every student add their voice to a field trip reflection. That's another way to do that.
Yeah, especially some kids don't like to be on camera, or maybe they're not allowed to be on camera, like for media reasons.
Right, and that's why it's great audio. It was great because you don't have to see your face on there.
Yeah.
Like, I know you guys want to see our awesome faces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's another way to get kids comfortable. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So podcasting, making music on GarageBand, that's amazing. Now, just to let you know that you may have there are loops, song loops, they're available, but if you want to add more, you got to pay for that. And like a couple hundred more loops, more sounds, and so on, sound effects. But try the basic ones. Have the kids figure this out. I think they'll figure it out fairly easy. You can always watch a video on that on YouTube, quick tutorial.
Okay, cool. And also that could be a starting point. Maybe they get comfortable with writing a song, making songs, and maybe they want to go and go on a video camera or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, this summer, or this past year, actually, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks. It helps me listen to this and get through these books. I keep buying, but I don't have time to read. Mm-hmm. But I buy audiobooks. Maybe you could have your students read their stories. Read them out loud, record their stories on GarageBand.
Oh, cool.
So that they can send the file to the parents and let them hear it. Mm-hmm. So the kids can, practice their inflection,
their fluency.
Yeah,
right.
They can practice their storytelling skills.
And they can add like effects if they have time.
Right.
Or some.
Well, just keep it simple.
Yeah.
I think just, if you get a good mic, you could use the laptop mic. It's fine also. Just have them record in a quieter place. And all these tools on iMovies and GarageBand, find the students a quiet place. Or what I do, if they're stuck in the classroom, then I would have the rest of the kids be quiet. And I tell them, be quiet for the next 2 minutes. This group is going to record.
Oh, okay.
And then they record.
It's a management thing.
Right,
yeah.
It's a management thing. So
it's possible. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's those two. Making a movie or making audio, two powerful and amazing ways to meet the 4 C's and the Common Core. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, like I said, I didn't want you to purchase apps, but this one I'm going to break that rule a little bit. Coding. There are coding apps you can buy, but try to find those free ones. I know Scratch Junior has one. It's free. Mm-hmm. I know like the Lego Mindstorms, they have one also. And there's tons. Codable. There's a lot. Choose one that's appropriate for your students. Make sure you vet it. Make sure it's appropriate for your kids. Okay? So you can learn how to code. They can create a game. They can create a picture or a movie using code.
And it's fun. So they're learning too while having fun.
Right. And jumping on the movie making part, it's stop motion, like Wallace and Gromit.
Or Gumby. You guys remember Gumby?
Every time I think of Gumby, I always think of Eddie Murphy's Gumby. That's not appropriate.
What's the Gumby's horse's name?
I
don't remember.
Let us know, guys. Email us.
Okay.
I don't remember that. Yeah, so stop motion, like Lego. So you could use Legos for stop motions. Lego has Lego itself, Lego Group. They have an app, and it helps you place the blocks or whatever you're filming, and it'll take a shadow shot, and then you can move it, and then you can see the prior shot.
Cool.
In relation to the last shot. Obviously, Lego. If you have that, I'm sure people have Lego. Kids can bring it in. Just make sure you manage that also.
Right.
Okay. If you're brave enough to have Lego come in. Mm-hmm. This is a very popular one that we started last year. Green screen. There's a free app called, I don't know if it's free. I think you have to pay for it. It's like $5 or so. Called Green Screen by Squid. You'll see it in the App Store. But all you need really is a green background, like construction paper or tablecloth, the cheap picnic table green tablecloth. Mm-hmm. Use that or bed sheet. Yeah, or a bed sheet. You could use that green, and then record first, and then you could superimpose a background into that green background. So it's pretty cool. Like we're visiting France today, and have the kids talk about it.
Can you upload your own pictures?
Yes, you can upload your own pictures.
Oh, cool. So
and
kids
video.
can talk about their trip or
their family project.
vacation or my family project.
So they'll be talking about it, and then their grandfather's pictures behind them.
Oh, that's a good idea. Wow.
It's amazing, right?
So I do a yearly family project.
And I just warn you, maybe $5. It's called Green Screen. It's the octopus one. So I'll have a link in the show notes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. And like I had this second called Instant Replay, and that's what I just explained how you can just record something and then you explain a lesson or a project or the learning process, right? Mm-hmm. Like a flip teaching type of thing, right? Uh-huh. So all the students that come in, they could if they don't remember, they can go watch that video again.
Oh, nice.
Something like that, like flip teaching. I explain everything and educations and all those apps too can help you do that. Where you can draw on the video, on the pictures.
That's cool. Actually,
very powerful.
I'll go over mine really quick. The only thing I do, I definitely don't use it as much as Fred's explained. I've gotten really great ideas by listening to this. But the one thing I use really, I have an iPad stand, and it's really a document camera. I use it for my kids to come up to show their work, to explain their work. Especially it saves time instead of rewriting what they wrote on the board. Mm-hmm. And then I can use it to teach, like if I'm doing geometry, like, I put the shapes underneath. So I use that a lot. Every day.
That's one of our favorite tools, I think. Yeah. Way back, we recorded our favorite tools. It's like a document camera style, right?
Yeah, and actually, I was going to get an Elmo, but he discouraged me to get an Elmo. I'm really glad.
No Elmo.
Because I have so many more tools on the iPad.
Yeah.
The
iPad can replace the Elmo. It can replace the smart board. I think it's better than the Chromebook. But that's another controversy.
It's another podcast episode. So anyway, that's what I do.
Right.
Love it. Okay.
And in presentations, a lot of students are being asked to do presentations now. I've seen that through the schools, making Keynote or PowerPoint or even Haiku deck. They learn their presentations. They develop their presentation skills, how to make the ad or the slide deck. Remember, when you do that, quick tip, make sure you follow the rules of 7.
What's that?
7, no more than 7 slides.
Uh-huh.
No more than 7 lines per slide. And no more than 7 words per line.
And also 7 minutes. Did you say that?
7 minutes. And that's research is showing that people's attention spans are dropping, and when presentations it used to be 12, then 7, and I've heard people's thing their presentation or their research is showing that it's even dropping more. Maybe it's like 6 minutes or even 4 minutes now. I think.
Man, can't hold anyone's attention these days.
And I think that's the for presentations, but I think for normal every day, I think we're dropping down like 6 seconds.
Oh no! Wow, what's going to happen
it's the
to
scrolling.
us?
I think it's the scrolling culture that we have on our smartphones and our tablets.
Multitasking.
Right, everybody opens up 2 tabs in their browser. That's another episode we could talk about too. How to free yourself of that distraction. All right, so last one that can help your students get the 4 C's and the Common Core. Have your students create a book. So Apple has their iBook Author that's available on their desktop and also a laptop, desktop, and also on the iPad, where students can add writing to it, make a story there. They can add video. They can add sound clips on there.
Pictures.
Oh. So you can. It's a good place where you have all this multimedia into one place. Your writing, your video, a picture, your audio clips. So excuse me. So you have a whole package, and you can show that this is the technology or the innovation or they're using technology to create a learning experience.
And this comes with the iPad, right?
All on the iPad. Yeah, so you can download that on the iPad. I think you have to download it.
Oh, okay, but it's free.
It's free.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
iBook Author. Okay, you can do that there. Yeah. Well, can you look it up on an iBook Author iPad? I think it's there. I don't remember. I think I've used something like Book Creator. You could use Book Creator also. That's another free app. It's not by Apple, but you can use that.
What's it called again?
iBook Author.
iBook Author.
iPad. I should
iPad.
know this, but it's been a while.
Okay, it's free
Yep,
from the
it's-
Mac Store.
Mac Store, not the App Store.
Mac App Store.
So the iPad or for the desktop.
It says it's for iPad and Mac.
Okay, so there it is.
Oh,
Good. So you could do it.
could
Now,
do
obviously, you could do it better on the desktop, much better.
wow,
but
it's
you
really
need,
pretty looking.
But you need Apple products for that. And again, with this episode, it's all about iPads. Mm-hmm. All right, if you have one. So remember this. Keep it simple. Use it. Keep it simple. Manage the time rotations for your the device for one device, and
Keep it fun.
Keep it fun, and let the kids figure it out. They know how to figure it out. So even if you don't know, let them figure it out, and then it's okay. You can always find out later on. All right.
And I think it's important to let, if they're doing group projects, have them figure out whose roles are what. For older kids, they could figure it out. You have to always assign them, you're the starter, you're the...
But you got to make sure everyone has an equal
Right, you have to just explain that.
part.
But you empower them to work on it together equally.
Right. So I suggest writing out scripts or anything like that on Google Docs because they have timestamps and they can see. You could go back to the revision history. You could see who's logged in and made edits, and you can see how much time they've worked on it, or not how much time they worked on it.
Who's done what?
But who's done what.
Right.
You can see that. So Google Docs, and they use that as a writing scripts for all these projects, multimedia projects. So yeah, though I wish every teacher can have a class a set full of iPads, and that's the ideal. But you can make it work with one iPad. But there's work. I'm not going to lie to you. There's work. You need to manage the time for this.
Right.
So have some students to help you out. Have them figure it out, and they'll have fun with it.
And just like anything, it's really important to train them,
Right, in the
on
beginning.
how to manage it, and then it should be fine.
Right, like batteries, making sure it's plugged in. When it's after heavy use, plug it in. Putting it away, make sure they hold it. That's secure. If you have a cover, that's really secure and that protects it really well. It's good. But it's definitely made to be mobile. So let the kids walk around with it, but just remind them, it's an expensive machine, but it's a classroom device.
Right.
Shared device. Right?
Okay.
All
right.
So if you have any questions about that, about using the iPad, we'll have, you can contact us on an email. Contact me at fred@teachingbytes.com, or you can leave a message on facebook.com/teachingbytes.
And you could also leave a voicemail on our SpeakPipe, which is on our website. We'd like to hear your voice. And we can maybe feature your question on our next podcast.
Right. And we also have a Pinterest and also a
Instagram. I opened one account. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
All right, guys. See you later. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Teaching Bites podcast at www.teachingbytes.com.